I can go into, let's see, I guess I'll go and tell you about the attack when the Klan abducted us. That was a situation wherein that the Klan was downtown handing out handbills announcing their rally that night. We got a couple of the handbills and was informed who it was. It was James Hauser, Dr. Hayling, Clyde Jenkins, and my young self. I'm the youngest thing there. We in turn we went down to go and try and find a way to eavesdrop on them to go and find out what their plans were. And the only reason for that, doing that, in the early 60s, when they first started having sit-ins, we had a black college here. And they attempted a sit-in at Woolworth, and they were attacked by a white mob. We didn't know what to expect the next day. We've got all these kids out there, and I'm talking, when I'm saying kids, I'm a young person myself, but we've got kids out there 14, 15, 16, who's just beginning to live, and we didn't know if we were going to be, we should put our demonstrators back on that street the next day. We got down there, we got close to that meeting. We got close to the meeting and didn't realize that they had guards out to protect the rear entrance of that. And we're going down this little dirt path in this automobile, and we was ordered to halt. And when they came up to the automobile, then they realized they were really amazed and surprised to go and see 4 blacks there. And when they first got us out of the automobile, they didn't know what to do with us, what she would do. So they took us back in the midst of the meeting. And they in turn separated each one of us and began to attack us. And that's when they found out one of them recognized Dr. Hayling. I had a young man who was on me. He had to be about 275, 280. I weighed about 135 pounds. This man would hit me in the face with his fist. I would in turn fall back on an automobile I was standing in front of, and I would come back up. And the reason was that I didn't fall because James Hauser, I saw him when he went down, and they attacked him like a bunch of rabid dogs, kicking, stomping. And I wasn't going to give this young man the satisfaction of knowing that he had knocked me down off my feet. About the 5th or 6th blow after he would hit me, I would come back up and stand in front of him and look at him, and I had a guy with a 12-gauge shotgun that would hit me under my eye and tell me, "Nigga, don't move." I said, "No, sir." About that 5th or 6th time when he hit me and I went back against the car, all I could see was stars. A guy got me right here and right here with a lug wrench. And it took everything I could to keep from going down then. And the way I remembered that, they were undecided if they wanted to go and lynch us or what. Now this is my little thing. You can publish this if you want, if you don't, if you feel it's off color. When they said, "All right, well, let's castrate them niggas," I said, "Oh Lord, I haven't had a chance to use them yet, and they want to take them. I got to get out of here." So, so the only way I knew out of that place was the same way that they had brought us in. This little dirt path road that they had there, and I'm running down that road trying to get out of there. And what do? I'm separated from everybody. I'm back here in these woods by myself. And I said, oh God, I've messed up now. These people have been back there. Nobody's going to know what happened to me. So they took us back to the mood. They took me back to the meeting, and we were there. And I no longer arrived back at the meeting when our local sheriff, L.O. Davis, came forward and made this statement, all right, that's enough of this, that's enough. Come on, put them in the car and let's take them. And they in turn put 4 of us in the back seat of a patrol car and proceeded to take us over the flight to the hospital to go and receive medical attention. I'm thinking my mom is home by herself. I know she's heard about this. I've got to get home. Hayling and the rest of them tried to go and prevail with me to stay at the hospital. I said, no, hold up. Excuse me. I said, no, I've got to go home and see about my... I got to go home and see about my mom, because I know she's heard about this, and I know she's worried. Well, needless to say, I went home that night, spent the night there. The next morning, I'm up bright and early, back over at the Elks. One of the other guys was using Hayling's Volkswagen to transport our demonstrators downtown, because we had them back on the street the next day anyhow. I in turn went to him. I said, Harold, give me the keys to the car. He said, for what? I said, give me the keys to the car. So I took the Volkswagen. I put the top down. I've got these stitches here in the front of my head, these stitches in the back of my head, big old white bandages on my head. And I proceeded to go downtown to just drive around to let you know, you haven't defeated me. I'm back. And so I got back to the Elks, and Reverend Wells came up, and he wanted me to take a ride with him, because basically everybody at that particular time was concerned about my safety. Well, needless to go and say, I got in the vehicle with Reverend Wells, and he hits US 1 like you wouldn't believe. Like, he gets me up to Jacksonville to Brewster Hospital. I go up on the second floor. Here's Hayling, Clyde, and Jimmy Hauser. And he said, well, we're just going in here to see how they're doing. I got in the hospital. Dr. Hayling in turn looks at me and says, well, you might as well take your clothes off, because you aren't going anywhere. So therefore I was abducted again the next day.